Visuals of Gotham City blanketed in darkness, rain pouring down, punctuated by flashes of lightning. The camera pans over gritty alleyways, eventually focusing on a shadowy figure atop a skyscraper. What's up, everybody? Tonight, we're diving deep into the shadows where two icons of the night lurk. Imagine Gotham City, a place that's no stranger to vigilantes and villains alike. But what happens when a new hunter steps into town? What if the Dark Knight crosses paths with the Daywalker himself? That's right. We're talking Blade versus Batman. Stick around, because we're about to unpack an epic showdown between two of the most formidable figures in comic book history. We'll dissect their origins, break down their abilities, and see who truly owns the night. Let's get into it. Blade, the Daywalker. Alright, let's kick things off with Blade, aka Eric Brooks. Born in 1929 in London, Blade's life was doomed to darkness from the get-go. His mother, Tara Brooks, was attacked by the vampire Deacon Frost during childbirth. This horrific encounter infused Blade with vampiric enzymes, making him a dhampir, a hybrid with all the vampire's strengths but few of their weaknesses. Growing up, Blade was mentored by Jamal Afari, a jazz musician and vampire hunter who taught him combat and how to control his thirst. Over the decades, Blade became the ultimate vampire slayer, dedicating his life to ridding the world of the undead plague. Blade's hybrid physiology grants him a slew of superhuman abilities. He's got strength that allows him to lift around 1 ton. Think about bench pressing a small car. His speed lets him sprint at over 50 miles per hour, and his agility and reflexes are off the charts, enabling him to dodge bullets and outmaneuver enemies with ease. His accelerated healing factor means he can recover from injuries in a fraction of the normal time. Bullet wounds? He'll shake those off in hours. He's also immune to vampire bites, sunlight, and most vampiric weaknesses like silver and garlic, though he uses those against his foes. But Blade isn't just relying on superpowers. He's got an arsenal that would make any supernatural creature think twice. His go-to weapon is a custom-made, acid-etched titanium sword, designed to slice through vampire flesh like it's warm butter. The sword often includes a security feature, a deadly trap for anyone else who tries to wield it. He packs an array of firearms loaded with silver, garlic essence, and UV ammo. Remember those UV grenades from the movies? Yeah, those are canon, emitting blasts of ultraviolet light that can turn vampires to ash in seconds. He's also got throwing blades, stakes, and sometimes even experimental tech provided by allies like S.H.I.E.L.D. Blade is a martial arts master trained in various fighting styles such as Jeet Kune Do, Hapkido, and Capoeira. His combat approach is all about efficiency and lethality: strike first, strike hard, and leave no undead standing. He's also a skilled swordsman and marksman, seamlessly blending melee and ranged combat. His hunting tactics involve stealth, reconnaissance, and exploiting his enemies' weaknesses. Batman, the Dark Knight. Switching gears to Gotham's own Bruce Wayne. After witnessing his parents' murder at age 8, a crime alley tragedy that left an indelible scar, Bruce embarked on a lifelong mission against crime. He spent years traveling the world, mastering sciences, criminology, and multiple forms of combat to become the ultimate weapon against Gotham's underworld. Upon returning to Gotham, he adopted the persona of Batman, using the bat as a symbol to instill fear in the hearts of criminals. He's not just fighting crime, he's waging a psychological war against it. Unlike Blade, Batman doesn't have superhuman powers. But don't underestimate him, he's honed himself to physical and mental perfection. His strength, agility, and endurance are at peak human levels. We're talking about benching 1,000 pounds and mastering escape artistry that would put Houdini to shame. Batman is a genius polymath with an IQ estimated around 190. He's earned the title of world's greatest detective through his mastery of forensic sciences, engineering, and computer programming. He's fluent in multiple languages and has a photographic memory. He's also mastered 127 martial arts disciplines. From Taekwondo to Muay Thai to Judo, he's got a black belt in basically everything. His combat style is adaptive, allowing him to switch techniques mid-fight to counter his opponent. Batman's utility belt is the stuff of legend. Batarangs in various forms, standard, electrified, remote-controlled, you name it. He's got grappling guns for quick escapes and ascents, smoke pellets for evasion, and explosive gels for controlled demolitions. Let's not forget the vehicles. The Batmobile isn't just any car. It's a technologically advanced beast equipped with defense systems, stealth mode, and even flight capabilities in some iterations. Then there's the Batwing, Batcycle, and a host of other specialized transports. Access to Wayne Enterprises means Batman can develop and acquire cutting-edge tech. From nanotechnology to AI systems like Brother Eye, his resources are virtually limitless. Batman combines his physical prowess with strategic genius. He often prepares contingency plans, studies his opponents extensively, and exploits their weaknesses, mental or physical. Psychological warfare is a significant part of his arsenal. He uses fear, misdirection, and intimidation to gain the upper hand. His fighting style is about precision and control. He's not just throwing punches, he's targeting pressure points, leveraging joint locks, and using his opponent's momentum against them. Strengths and weaknesses. Blade's superhuman attributes give him a massive advantage in raw physical confrontations. His ability to heal rapidly keeps him in the fight longer than any human could endure. His immunity to vampiric weaknesses allows him to use tactics that traditional vampires can't. Plus, his centuries of combat experience against supernatural foes make him a seasoned warrior. However, Blade isn't without flaws. His reliance on a special serum to control his bloodlust is a vulnerability. If deprived, he risks losing control, which could cloud his judgment. Also, while he's resistant to many forms of attack, he's not invulnerable. High-caliber weapons, severe trauma, or certain types of magic can harm him. Batman's true power lies in his intellect and preparedness. He's the ultimate tactician, often developing countermeasures for enemies well before they even know he exists. His physical training allows him to go toe-to-toe with enemies stronger than himself. His moral code, while restricting, gives him psychological resilience and a clear mission focus. But being human has its downsides. Batman is susceptible to injury, fatigue, and requires time to heal. His dependence on gadgets means that without them, he could be at a significant disadvantage. Emotional ties to allies like Robin or Alfred can be exploited, and his refusal to kill sometimes allows dangerous foes to return, setting the stage for conflict. Now, let's set up a scenario for our epic showdown. A new vampire syndicate, led by the ancient vampire Lord Wilhelm, has infiltrated Gotham. Their goal? To turn Gotham's elite into a vampiric council, gaining control over the city's resources. Blade catches wind of this plot and heads to Gotham to eliminate the threat. Meanwhile, Batman notices an uptick in strange activities, unusual disappearances, reports of bloodless bodies, and starts his own investigation. As Blade operates, bodies start piling up, vampire henchmen eliminated in his wake. Batman, unfamiliar with Blade, sees a highly skilled vigilante leaving death and destruction. From his perspective, Blade is a dangerous killer who needs to be stopped. Blade, seeing a shadowy figure interfering in his mission, mistakes Batman for a protector of vampires or maybe even a new breed he's unaware of. This sets the stage for a collision between the two. Their paths cross when both target the same vampire nest. Blade sees Batman as an obstacle, while Batman attempts to apprehend Blade. With neither willing to stand down, a confrontation becomes inevitable. The showdown. Picture this. A dilapidated warehouse by the docks, moonlight piercing through broken windows. Blade enters silently, dispatching vampire guards with lethal efficiency. Suddenly, a batarang zips past him, embedding in the wall. Batman steps from the shadows. "You're finished." Blade smirks, "You have no idea what you're dealing with." Without further warning, Blade lunges, sword drawn. Batman dodges, countering with a swift roundhouse kick that Blade blocks effortlessly. The clash is intense, Blade's raw power against Batman's refined technique. Blade unleashes a barrage of attacks, his superhuman speed pushing Batman to his limits. Batman responds by deploying electrified brass knuckles, delivering a shock that momentarily stuns Blade. Batman throws smoke bombs to obscure vision, switching to infrared lenses. But Blade's heightened senses cut through the deception. "Smoke and mirrors won't save you," Blade taunts. Batman then uses adhesive foam grenades, attempting to immobilize Blade. But Blade's strength allows him to break free, the fight escalating further. Batman quickly analyzes Blade's abilities: accelerated healing, enhanced senses, strength beyond any human. Metahuman or something else? He wonders. Meanwhile, Blade recognizes Batman isn't just a man in a suit. This guy's got tech and skills. Time to up the ante. Blade pulls out UV grenades, forcing Batman to take cover. The intense light blinds Batman's lenses temporarily. Seizing the opportunity, Blade closes in, but Batman recovers, using a sonic emitter to disorient Blade's enhanced hearing. The environment becomes a weapon. Crates, pipes, and machinery are utilized as both cover and tools. The fight spills onto the rooftop, rain pouring down, each combatant searching for an edge. Turning points. Realizing brute force isn't enough, Batman switches tactics. He activates a frequency jammer aimed at disrupting Blade's communications and any tech he might be using. Then, he deploys a customized gas, an anesthetic designed to affect metahumans. Blade, feeling the effect slowing him down, injects himself with an antidote serum. Standard procedure for encounters with chemically adept foes. Nice try, he says, his regenerative abilities kicking in. He then decides to target Batman's gadgets, damaging the utility belt with precise strikes to limit Batman's options. Both warriors reach a stalemate, battered and exhausted. Blade's frustration grows. Why protect the vampires? Batman, equally determined, replies, I'm protecting Gotham from killers like you. A sudden explosion nearby, courtesy of the Vampire Lord's escape plan, forces them to reassess. The realization hits. There's a bigger enemy at play. Resolution possibilities. In one scenario, Blade capitalizes on a momentary lapse from Batman, landing a decisive blow that incapacitates him. With Batman out of the way, Blade proceeds to eliminate the vampire threat unimpeded. This outcome underscores the sheer advantage of Blade's superhuman abilities over human limits. Alternatively, Batman could exploit Blade's need for his serum. By analyzing a discarded vial during the fight, he formulates an inhibitor that disrupts Blade's physiology, weakening him enough for Batman to subdue and perhaps even reason with him. This showcases Batman's ingenuity and resourcefulness. But perhaps the most satisfying resolution is collaboration. Recognizing they're both on the same side, they set aside differences. Combining Blade's vampire hunting expertise with Batman's resources and knowledge of Gotham, they take down Lord Wilhelm together. A team up for the ages. Finally, they might reach a point where neither can gain the upper hand. A mutual withdrawal, both acknowledging the other's capabilities, leaves the door open for future encounters, be it as allies or rivals. Comparative analysis. Blade has taken down Dracula, the most powerful vampire, multiple times. He's stopped vampire apocalypses and battled supernatural beings like the demigod La Magra. His experiences span nearly a century, giving him unparalleled expertise in his field. Batman has bested the likes of Superman, outsmarted Darkseid, and solved mysteries that baffle even the brightest minds in the DC universe. He's developed contingency plans to neutralize the entire Justice League if necessary. His influence and accomplishments are vast, both as a solo hero and as a leader. Blade's pragmatic and often ruthless approach contrasts sharply with Batman's strict moral code. Blade doesn't hesitate to kill when he deems it necessary, seeing it as a means to an end in his war against vampires. Batman believes that taking a life makes him no better than the criminals he fights. This ethical stance influences his methods but can also limit his options in dire situations. Their differing philosophies could affect not only the outcome of their battle but also how they choose to engage each other, or potential common enemies. Fans are divided. Some argue that Blade's superhuman edge gives him a clear advantage. Others point out that Batman has faced, and defeated, metahumans and even gods through strategy and preparation. Comic book writers have weighed in, too. Kevin Feige once mentioned Blade's unique position in the Marvel Universe, highlighting his versatility. Meanwhile, Batman's creators often emphasize his indomitable will and intellect as his true superpowers. So there you have it, a deep dive into the epic hypothetical clash between Blade, the Daywalker, and Batman, the Dark Knight. We explored their origins, dissected their abilities, and walked through a potential showdown scenario. Both heroes bring formidable skills and have compelling reasons to claim victory. In the end, the question isn't just who would win in a fight, but how such a meeting would unfold given their complex personalities and moral codes. It's a testament to the richness of these characters that fans can debate this endlessly, drawing on decades of stories and feats. Now it's your turn. Who do you think would come out on top? Blade with his supernatural edge or Batman with his unmatched intellect and preparation? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've got thoughts on how the battle would go down, we want to hear those juicy details. If you enjoyed this expert-level breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the multiverse of comics. Ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Coming up next, we'll be analyzing the strategic genius of Lex Luthor or maybe pitting Wonder Woman against Thor in an epic mythological matchup. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us in this exploration of Blade vs. Batman. The Dark Knight meets the Daywalker. Keep those imaginations running wild, and until next time, stay vigilant, stay curious, and as always, stay super.